Hey everyone! Hope everybody's doing well today. As always, I'm just going to attempt to get things set up. Live streams are, for some reason, a little bit slow to show up. Oh, this one showed up right away. Awesome. Okay. And we'll wait for a few of you to join so we can figure out what we're doing today. I've got a few ideas, but not really certain on anything. Hi Sue, how are you, hon? I was over at my mom's last night and they smoke in this one room, so my throat is a little bit sore today, so I apologize if I'm coughing or clearing my throat quite a bit. And we planned to live stream today because I didn't work and then the schedule got changed, so I do work today, but I'm going to live stream for a little bit anyways. And these three. So we'll wait for a few more people to join, but I've got a few ideas of what we could do today. I don't think this book has any of the images I'm looking for though. Although this one would definitely be fun to color in one of these days. Especially these little postcard, or not postcard, like bookmark style ones. I don't know why, but I love those. Hi Shara, how are you, hun? This one's got a couple of them. Yeah, there's a third set in here. Where are they? I need to color in these books more, but these pages scare me. We got a whiny pants at the door. Yes, hello. What are you doing? Yeah? Hi. Oh, are you okay? Do you know that you were outside? Mm-hmm. Are you gonna bite the basket? You're cute. Miko, I swear to God, if you head to that door. I'm not keeping it open. It's either in or out, sweetheart. Okay. Go on then. let me know. Hi, Robin. Yeah, I do agree. This page, for instance, I colored with Derwent Inktense the background because I was too lazy to color all of that with Prismacolor. And this weird line showed up when I went over it with water. It goes all the way up, but it kind of hides in this crack of the window here, so you can't really see it. But yeah, this paper definitely reacts strangely, that's for sure. Although this page I did with the Inktense too, and it turned out okay. That page took me forever. Okay, I feel like we should have already passed one of the pages I'm looking for. Okay, oh, this one, what am I looking at? They're already marked off here, perfect. So how is everyone today? Hopefully you guys are doing well. I'm not too bad. I was over at my mom's for a little bit yesterday, and I think I spent a little too much time in their smoking room because my throat hurts. Not that I was smoking, it's just where the beer fridge is. But they smoke so much, and they didn't have the windows open that as soon as you open the door, you can like literally see the smoke. So even just being in there for a couple minutes is enough to really irritate my throat. Okay, so last stream we were talking about maybe trying out some dark skin tones, and I'm still on board for that. I'm gonna let you guys pick because there's kind of two things that I want to do, and I'm having a tough time choosing, so that's where you guys come in. So we can practice those dark skin tones in this book here, and this is one that I got specifically for trying out skin tones. Hi Kelly, how are you, sweetheart? Or, so all of these are 5 randomly selected colors plus black and white and skin tones. So we could do dark skin or we could do one of these. What do you guys think? Hi Mia. I'm doing pretty good. Can't complain yet anyways. Well, I mean I could. I have to go into work later, but for now I won't. Hi baby cakes. You can come up and say hi. What's that big tail of yours? Here, let me get that out of your way. There you go. Come here. Oh, you're so sweet. Sorry if the camera wiggles a little bit. She's crawling around everywhere. Of course, she's got to sit right by the phone stand, so her tail's gonna knock it. Please don't walk across the computer. Come here. Come here, you. Hi, Beth Ann. How are you, hon? I think little Miss is finally starting to feel better. We're halfway through her pills now. She hates them. It's a fight to get her to take them every night. I feel bad, but I think they're helping. She seems a lot more cuddly and less agitated, which is nice. That's okay, Beth Ann. I kind of didn't post till last minute because I'd forgotten. Okay, let's do dark skin tones then. And then maybe next time we'll do one of the 5 color challenges. So then I'm also torn on which lady I want to color because there's a few of these that I feel like would suit the dark skin tones. And there's, so her for one, she's adorable. So she's got the dreadlocks, which I'm not sure how I would color those. And she's got this adorable little kitty. And then there was one other one that I'm kind of wanting to color that I think dark skin would suit. Actually, maybe there's 2 actually. There's this girl here, this army chick. So I kind of see her with dark skin and then just all army colored greens and then just red lips and the red rose. Maybe a little bit of blues in there. And then the other one is pretty adult. It's nothing shows, but it's definitely a little more up there. And I like this one just because of the amount of skin on her. I feel like it'd be good to go with one that has a lot of skin if we're going to be practicing dark skin. So we've got robot girl, army girl, or cat girl. Hopefully it's not on my end. I know my phone does disconnect and reconnect quite a bit. I still haven't figured out how to fix that problem. I was actually planning on streaming with my everyday phone, but since I have to go to work, I can't drain the battery on it. So next stream we'll use my everyday phone and see if we still have the same problem, and then I can kind of decide whether it's the internet or my phone. Okay, hon, I'll make sure I'm following you too. The badass robot girl? You want outside now? Or I guess just out? What are you? Are you coming in or staying out, bud? Hi, yes, I'm talking to you. What you doing? Yeah? You say hi? I'm going to bed. Alright, we just had this conversation. In or out, girl? I'm not opening and closing doors for you. My goodness. Okay, and because I like all of those images, I don't want to just dive on in and attempt and wreck them. So, let's see, does this have... I think we got a couple spare pieces of paper in the back of this book. So we'll kind of try out some colors here. And I do want to use a marker base just because the paper in this book is not the best. So I want it to kind of look a little bit smoother, and markers definitely help. What you doing? And I've only got one. This is the one dark skin tone that I did come across online forever ago when I was making my combination book, and I don't think I've ever tried it, but it's too many colors for me. I like to kind of dumb it down and simplify it. I don't like using a whole bunch of colors, mainly because I'm lazy, so we're going to kind of take some of these colors, I think, and try and figure it out. I do like that they do the purple undertone because we do that in white skin too, so why not do it in dark skin as well? And then the only other problem I have is trying to figure out what kind of tone we want, because the only way I can describe dark skin is like with chocolate, so hopefully that doesn't offend anybody, but you've got like your super dark skin, and then you've got like the more caramel kind of looking skin tones, and then more like a brown color. I think super dark skin would be really hard to do just because you have really dark colors, so it'd be really hard to do the highlights. I'm not sure how I would go about that. I do want to learn to do like black skin, but I don't think I'm quite expert enough for that yet. So we'll start off slow. So I think what I'm actually going to do, ebony, there you go, that's a good word. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to look up some skin tones, and I'm going to use my color picker app to kind of pick out some of the colors so we can kind of see. It's like this skin tone is kind of what I'm talking about. It'd be really hard to do this just because the highlights and the shadows can be so different, but you have to have them blend together so it looks smooth, and I think that would be very hard to do. But then if you go with a skin tone that's a little bit lighter, the colors aren't quite so dark and the highlights are still very similar. So I think that would be easier to blend out. So I think I'm going to kind of go with like a mid-tone just for now. And then, like I said, I do want to attempt a darker version in the future, but I think I'm going to use this one as my kind of reference picture. So let's we'll screenshot this. And then I'm going to go into this one. Hi, Shalene. How are you, sweets? Okay, more Prismacolors. And this one. So then here we can kind of move the image around so it picks out different colors. I'm going to try and find like a shadowed area of her face here. So I think chocolate is very suiting, so we'll stick with that one. Sometimes it gives me crazy colors and I'm like, I don't think that matches, but go on. I think it's called the color picker app. I'm not sure because the name kind of dots out because it's long on my phone, so it doesn't tell me the whole name. Let's kind of find a mid-tone on her face here, which I think would be kind of like right about here. So it's saying a mix of chocolate and artichoke. Obviously, I don't want to mix colors per se. Okay, cat, you are going to drive me nuts. Go on. I'm not letting you back in. Oh, Lilo, when did you come in here? I'm so confused. I don't know what happened. I let Stitch in and now he's not in here and Lilo is. Let's see. The artichoke is definitely like a little bit too yellow. I don't really want that. So maybe we might have to mix colors here. Let's see, going from the chocolate, I feel like the sienna brown would be a better option, or even the terracotta, because she's got more like red tones in her skin. But I also don't want to go too red, and the terracotta might be a bit too red. Let's go with the sienna brown. I think that would be a good one. And then kind of for the highlights, see, this picks weird colors. It's like goldenrod and salmon pink. It's weird. Just gonna move it around until it picks one that makes sense. See, and it's picking up more oranges in her face, and I can't see them. Sienna brown and burnt ochre, that might be a good mix there. Let's try that. And then go into her lightest highlights. Said eggshell first, mix between eggshell and sand. So we'll try the eggshell to kind of blend out the highlights on her face and see if that kind of works. And then hopefully having a marker base underneath might be helpful too. Okay, we're ready to some of this stuff. I'm just gonna very lightly kind of layer them all over each other. So we'll start with like a really light layer of eggshell. And then the burnt ochre. Sienna brown. Yeah, it's a very useful app. I use it quite often if I'm looking for specific colors or trying to reference stuff. It's really helpful for days like today when you're trying something new and you have absolutely no idea what you're doing. Okay. So we can go in a little bit darker with our espresso here. I'll fade that out. We'll go in with the chocolate. I'm already feeling like we might need to bring in a couple more reddish colored pencils, but we'll see. I'm also not gonna lie, my prognosis of this is not very good. I don't think this will end well. It's similar, but not quite enough. I feel like the colors are just too different because it's just too dark here and too brown toned, and then we get like almost too red toned. I feel like they don't really blend very well. So I wonder if maybe we do need that extra color in there. Maybe, actually thinking maybe henna. Because it's kind of in between that kind of reddish brown zone. And I definitely do see reds in her face. I'm just not really sure how to put them in there. Just wonder if we can just maybe lightly bring this in out from the dark umber, if that would kind of help our browns mix more into like our red browns maybe. So that helps a little bit. We would definitely want more of the burnt ochre. So I feel like if I had to pick one color to kind of match her face, it would be the burnt ochre. So we definitely want that in there. And then I do like the eggshell over top of the burnt ochre to kind of do the highlights. I'm worried it's a little bit too light, that it might not make sense. Oh, thanks, Mia. I'm second guessing myself though. Honestly, I've attempted dark skin a couple times, but it always comes out Native American looking. And every time I try it, it definitely intimidates me. I feel like once you make a mistake with dark colors, then that mistake is there. You cannot fix it. Okay, so seeing the color that we got here, I think we are going to do the robot lady, just because I'm a little bit committed to Army Lady. I really like her. I don't want to mess her up. So this one, I don't really care if I mess up. By the way, this book is like super cheap on Amazon. I think I paid like $7 or $8 Canadian. So in US, it'd probably be like $5 or $6. And it's really good for skin tones. And it's basically just a book with, I think, like royalty free or copyright free, whatever you want to call it, images kind of put into it. So it's just by like a multitude of artists that have just put like free images on the internet, and then someone compiled them into this book. Chrissy. The one thing that I don't like about this page, because I can't figure it out, and maybe you guys can help me, are, forgive me, her boobs. Like, does she have under boob going on here, or is this just part of her outfit? Are her boobs showing through that? I can't tell. I don't know what's going on there, so I don't know how to color that part. Okay, let's also try and figure out a marker base. I want something with reds in it for sure. So I'm actually thinking 21 because we can always lighten them up too, and that actually might make our eggshell look a little bit darker. So let's do that, and I'm going to use the Ohuhu markers. So this guy here. Okay, we'll color it in as under boob. She's super badass, so why not? Alright, no turning back now. Okay, I think these metal bits kind of come up through her neck there. I think I'm going to color this part as skin on both sides. So what's everybody up to today? Anything fun going on? Any interesting plans? I'm pretty much gonna hang out with you guys and then get ready for work. And my marker apparently likes to spread on this paper because it spread into her eyes. So I'll have to re-white those back up. Definitely got a lot of skin to play with. Hi, Linda. This part here, you mean? I think it would have to be metal because of the line they have kind of indicating that it's 3D kind of there. Oh, and yes, I did share. So it's good to put paper in behind markers. I will not make that mistake again. Oh yeah, it doesn't show up very good on camera. Apologies for my phone constantly connecting and disconnecting. Okay, so we need some color ideas. While we wait for the marker to dry, we might as well marker in some other stuff here. Hi Candy, happy Thursday, hun. I don't know, for some reason I see her in greens too, especially since she's got this, I don't know if there's a specific name for it, but I just call them like army symbols. It's to me symbolizes some sort of army. But I also kind of see her in purples too. I'm not really sure. Let's do both. And it might bite me in the butt, but I'm going to go with darker colors too. So I want 42 and 82. Yeah, I really like these markers actually. And way, way, way cheaper than Copics. I will probably never own Copics in my lifetime, I would imagine. But that's okay. Because I usually use markers just for basing anyways, so. Just color in this whole bit green. I'm not sure what's going to be what. I'm just going to color in the parts that I'm sure of, mainly just while we wait for the skin to dry. Hi, Gastitude. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Okay, bye, Shalene. Have a great day, sweets. They have a slight smell to them, like if you put it right under your nose, but I don't really notice it. Yeah, well, that's not the end I want. Just finish coloring in these top bits, and then it should be hopefully dry enough to go in with our pencils. This one juicy purple. I gotta be really careful with this. I'm not sure. This is my first set of Ohuhus. I did get the Touch New markers, I think last year. I still have them. I have them in my Ohuhu case. And I've used these markers a handful of times. Let's see if I can find a scrap piece of paper here. Let me grab out one that I can assure you that I've probably never used. So like the black, for instance. So after about a year, that is what I got. And they're pretty much all like that. So I definitely do not recommend these, and they also stink on top of that. These have a really strong smell. They're beautiful markers. I loved that they were square. And I got a lot of colors that I never really got to use. I think there's 80 colors in here. And yeah, they all just kind of dried up, and I'm not sure why. Like this one is another one I've never really used. It's Woohoo's. I'll let you know in a year. Okay. So should be able to color her skin now. Let's go in with the espresso. going to, I'm going to be patient for this one. I'm going to go in really light at first here because I do not want to mess this up. I think that's another thing that worries me is I feel like the need to place shadows in the proper places on dark skin is more necessary than on lighter colored skin. On lighter colored skin, I feel like you can get away with just placing shadows wherever, but I haven't yet, Mia. I have that in my watch later, though. I do plan on watching that because I think it'd be super interesting, especially since Jazz is really good with markers, so he definitely knows what he's talking about. You should try them and see. Then you'll know if they were worth buying, and then when it's time to get markers again, you'll know if you're going to go with that brand again or not. Let's zoom in here. Now all I can smell is marker. Whew. I don't think it's these ones though. Almost like a Sharpie, except worse, I think. This is called Fantasy Girls, and it's by Marti Jo's Coloring. And there's no title page, but I'm pretty sure it's just a book with just a bunch of copyright-free images kind of put into it. It was super cheap. I'm pretty sure it's still available. I would have to look. Let me look this up quick and see if I can still find it. Oop, wrong app. I want that one. I might not be able to get it anymore. I'm not seeing it on my Amazon, unfortunately, but maybe you could find it somewhere. I've heard great things about the Cali Arts, and I'd love to get the Ohuhu brush pens, or brush markers, but they're so expensive. I think I would have to like really get into learning how to use markers and like how to blend them, and just use markers, not just as a base, like actually color with them before I decided to actually get brush markers, but they definitely make me want to learn, that's for sure. Okay, let's go in with the chocolate. It was a couple years back that I got this book. They might not offer it anymore. can definitely do that, Mia. Oops. Okay, sienna brown. I think I need to sharpen these too. I think that would definitely help. Oh, thanks, Sue. I'm hoping she turns out good. I'm a little bit nervous. This will be a really good page to color because not only are we learning how to color black skin tones, but there's also a lot of metal on this page too, and I kind of want to make it like really shiny looking metal, so that'll be kind of fun to do as well. And I don't do that very often. I more do like doll or fake shiny looking metal. But I kind of want to make it look really reflective and like really practice on it. So I'll probably watch, I know Peter Hewitt did that, how to do shiny metal tutorials on those mech guys in, I want to say it was Imagimorphia, but I'm not sure. It might have been Anamorphia, one of Kirby's books. So I'll probably watch that, and then when we get around to coloring the metal, we'll try some of those techniques and see if we can figure it out. I'm gonna really make sure, I feel like highlights are extremely important on darker skin, so we really gotta make sure that we leave room for those. Otherwise it's just gonna look super one-dimensional and we don't want that. If anybody else wants to share their channels or Instagrams or I feel like the sienna brown is a really good, what do you call them? Kind of like, I just had the word and it disappeared. Transition color, there we go. Kept thinking transfer color, but I'm like, that's not right. It's a good transition color between our darkest colors, which are more brown, and then our other colors, which are more red. I'll throw a little bit of the henna in over top of the browns. Oh, Sue. My English teacher would hate the way that I text. I spell words very different. Like, if I put I don't know in a text, it's always like this. It's like very lazy spelling. Or like you. This is how I spell you in text. I don't know why, I've always done that. Okay, let's go in with the burnt ochre. Yeah, if I'm really in a rush, I'll abbreviate, but I usually just kind of like make up my own for it. It's definitely like our shadows there, so I'm gonna These are pretty much burnished at this point, I would think. So I'm going to bring out our burnt ochre. I'm going to lightly go over our highlights, which I'm not really sure exactly where they would be, but hopefully we got them in good places. So your skin is definitely not where I would like it, but it's got dimension, so I'm happy with that. It's a start. Let's come in with our eggshell and we can, ooh, it's a little bit too light. Hopefully we can go back over it with the burnt ochre to kind of tone it down. But I guess this will make it so you guys can see where I'm putting the highlights at least. I don't know, now I'm on the fence on whether I should leave that light or tone it down. Let's try toning it down a little bit. If we go over lightly with the brown ochre, let's see, or burnt ochre, let's see what that does. It's a little better. I think if I tone it down any more completely though, she'll lose her highlights. Let's, sorry, Lil. Scared her. I want this, and if I can reach it. That. Let's bring her eyebrows back out. Hi, Lulu. How are you, sweets? Whiten her eyes back out. She looks a little bit weird with like evil looking eyes. So I'm just gonna completely bring them back and then we'll put in her irises, or maybe not because she looks kind of cool as like a ghost looking chick. Now that I'm seeing that, I kind of have this vision. Hopefully this doesn't wreck it, but I'm going to go for it because follow my gut. So let's just kind of bring down just a couple lines from her eye here. I think just that one. We'll leave the other one alone. I'm good, hun. I'm content, at least. We'll go with that. Okay, and then I don't know why, but I want her lips to be gold. I mean, she's a robot, so why not? And I want other gold accents on her. I might go over with my Gansai Tambis later, but for now I just kind of want to color them in with gel pen to see what it'll look like. Maybe let's add just a little bit of gold to these lines that we put here. Okay, so should we put her pupils back in, or should we leave them as white? Because I kind of dig it both ways. Definitely have to outline them again though. Thanks, Lulu. Picture, I know it's a little provocative, I think is the word I'm looking for. Hi, you.
You want it out here?
Yeah, can you just put it in the microwave for me? Thanks, baby.
Yeah.
Love you. The Hubs bought breakfast. Or should I say, I bought breakfast, but he went and got it. Let's see, I'm quite happy with how the skin tone turned out. Not happy to the point I'm gonna dive in on the African American looking ladies in it, my Jasmine Beckett Griffith books per se, but it's a start. There's so many beautiful pictures that I've just yet to color because I just don't have the skin tone down that I want to use for them. Oh, hi, thanks, Linda. Probably the most layers I've ever done in my life. I really don't want to mess this up. Okay. So that was the espresso. Let's go in with the chocolate. A little bit more weight just because these are bigger areas than we'd just done. Her head was not very big, so I find it's a lot easier to get things right in small areas, way harder to get them right in bigger areas. So let's just hope for the best here. I gotta wrestle with the cat here soon again, apparently. My alarm for Miko's pills just went off. Stitch, on the other hand, he was easy. When I had to give him pills, I basically just put them on the floor with a couple treats around them, and he would just eat everything. Miko, though, no, she smells the pills, and she's like, I'm not eating that. I even put him in a hot dog, and she wouldn't eat them. Cat's too smart for her own good. It is 11:30 in the morning here. Let's come out from those shadows of the sienna brown. It's always crazy time differences. So we need a name for this page. Do you guys want to have the pleasure of naming her or giving her like a title like Mech Lady or I don't know. Creepy robot girl. Yeah. I am from Canada. Specifically Alberta. Can't tell if that's mine leaving. We have 2 cases in the city that I'm in now. I have a feeling it'll spike up again though. It's a good possibility. Okay, switching to the henna, which I'm just going to use in the shadows to kind of redden them up a bit. Burnt ochre. Again, this one I'm going to go over everything and burnish it, and then I'm going to fade it out towards the highlight areas. I'm going to lightly go over them, that way they keep a redder tone. But not going to burnish them. Oh, that's okay, hon. Have a great day, sweets. I hope your appointment goes well. I am Lulu. I want to do one of our, the little mini pictures, not a big one, but one of the 5-color challenge pictures that I do. I always like doing those ones. Because they're not too big, it's a little bit challenging, and then you can never really see the results until they're finished, which I kind of like that. It's always like a surprise. Hi, Tammy. Thank you. Wow, that's crazy, Robin. Who is this? Oh. It's the dentist's office. Not going to see them anytime soon. Okay, let's go in with our eggshell. She seems to be appearing. I don't. It might be different through everybody's screens and whatnot, but she seems to be appearing more red on my computer. She's a lot darker in person. Let me zoom out for a second here for you. She is a badass robot lady. So now it's kind of showing her colors a little bit better now that we're not so zoomed in. It's not picking up a lot of the reds, but she still is a little bit darker. Bye, Mia. Have a great day, hon. Sorry if I've missed anybody. I've had my head down quite a bit. So we just have our legs left. And then we'll probably call it a day from there. I know it wasn't a super long stream, but with having to go to work, it kind of wrecks my plans a little bit. Okay, so we already did the espresso and chocolate here. So we're just going to come in with the sienna brown on her legs. Oh, thanks, Tammy. Thanks, Kelly. I'm glad that she actually looks African American and not Native American, which is usually how my darker skin tones end up. I tried to do kind of like a Japanese skin tone the one day, and yeah, she still looked Native American. Those ones are really hard. It's another. It is extremely hard to do and a little bit nerve-wracking too. That's why I've put it off for so long. It's always been one thing that I've wanted to try and like learn, but I just always put it off. I think this completely color this in. We're gonna keep that dark because it's mostly shadowed anyways. I'll have to check hers out. That's one thing I don't think I did. I don't think I went over with the henna here. That's what I'm missing. I was wondering why it looked a little bit different. Alright, and then our last two. Me too, Linda. Caucasian skin tone, not so much. I'm pretty good at those, but that's what I've stuck to just because I find them, to be honest, easier. They're the easiest skin tones to do, in my opinion. Once you start getting into darker or even like tanned Caucasian skin tones, those are hard too. But once you start getting into darker skin tones, I feel like it's definitely a lot harder. I don't know what it is. You think it would be the opposite, but nope. Not for me anyways. I agree, Shara. I think part of it is just with the pigment of them. With them being dark, it's like there's no going back. That, and I find, like, no offense to Caucasian people, myself included, but white skin tones don't usually have a lot of color to them. Whereas when you get into darker skin tones, you have a lot of those really pretty undertones. And there's so many just different colors that kind of show through, and it's really hard to showcase them. Yeah, way less forgiving, that's for sure. And that is why, if I was doing Caucasian skin, I would be done by now. Because I rush. Because the chances of messing up are very, very slim. This, though, I've taken a lot more time on this than I normally would. But it's definitely worth it because I am loving how it's looking. So then we'll go in with our eggshell and lightly put in our, I almost said shadows, highlights here. And then we're just going to tone that down with the burnt ochre. Yeah, exactly, Shara. Yeah, white skin tones take a little bit of time to get used to as well, but I feel like once you have those, it's pretty easy to do them. This will base a little bit more of her before we go. That way next time we'll have some dry stuff to start coloring. So thinking keeping her super limited. We've got her skin done, and then aside from that it'll just be greens, purples, golds, and I'm thinking either silver or like a really light bluey silver metal. But I'm undecided on that part. So we shall see. Should we do her bikini bottoms purple or green? Yeah, dark backgrounds are hard. I generally tend to cheat on my backgrounds and just go simple with like something like pastels or like acrylic paint. I'm not sure if that would go with her medal. But it would be funny. Does anyone else find holding markers uncomfortable? They're just so chunky. I like the gold idea. I think we'll leave them for now, and then when we do everything else, we can kind of decide from there. I like the idea of doing a different color, but then if everything else is kind of like muted colors, especially, and then we go in with a different color, her bikini bottoms are going to be the focal point, and I'm not sure how I feel about that, considering there's not much there to begin with. I'm thinking definitely purple or gold, especially since purple is our accent color, so we're not going to have too much of that. But I think we'll be able to decide for sure once everything's colored, so we'll leave them for now, and then maybe we can decide on the next stream for sure what color we're going to go with. We'll finish up these purple bits and then we'll call it a stream. So I'm gonna go eat and get ready for work. This purple scares me. It's too juicy for its own good. One wrong move and this picture's ruined. Bye, Lulu. Enjoy your dinner, hun. Thanks for stopping in. There we go. And that's about the only stuff that I'm certain of. I think most of her arm here will probably be that silvery blue color. Same with the things on her boots. We'll have gold accents kind of here and there. think she'll look pretty cool. I don't think I'm gonna bother putting backgrounds in this book either, so I'll probably just like leave her as is, or maybe do like a really simple background if we do one. We could try and do like an army print background. That'd be kind of cool with pastels. Yeah, they're all big, Tammy. Especially the little one got fairly big, but her mom is a munchkin cat, I'm fairly certain, so she's actually still pretty little. She looks like an overgrown kitten, to be honest, and it's pretty cute. But I think I'm gonna call it. I'm pretty happy with how she's turning out. And now I'm actually excited to see her finished. I'm a little bit nervous about the metal, but I think we'll get there. Cheering me on through this learning experience. It's definitely a start. Not quite where I would like it to be, but we will get there. Oh, that's okay, Tammy. I understand. Everybody has lives. That, and they're always on YouTube for anybody to watch back if they are interested or did miss it, so not a big deal. Thanks for being here anyways. Alright guys, I don't get my schedule till, actually I should get it sometime today. We'll see. And then as always, I'll put in the community tabs when we're gonna stream next week, and yeah, so keep an eye out there and I'll let you guys know as soon as I know. As always, take care. Thanks for hanging out and I'll see you next time. Bye!